kill me.
Hello everybody, Martial Arts Film Freak here, and I am very excited for this. I've been a big fan of this guy ever since Street Fighter Assassin's Fist way back in, I don't know, that must have been 2015, 2016, and that completely blew me away. He's so great. I was so happy to see him as Bruce Lee in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I struggle with saying that title. Every time I say Once Upon a Time, I want to say in China, and it just messes my brain up. Mike Moh. I am interviewing Mike Moh today, and it just was so happy to do it. Let's not waste any more time. He has a movie coming out on October 25th, coming out to Netflix. It's also going to be on Blu-ray and digital, called Blade of the 47 Ronin. Stars alongside Yoshi Sudarso, Dan Southworth, Dustin Nguyen, so many other freaking people. Anna Akana, directed by Ron Wan. If I'm blanking on any other names, I apologize. There's just so many people. Let's not waste any more time. As I already said, let's get into my interview with Mike Moh. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are very happy to welcome from Street Fighter Assassin's Fist, Boogie, and of course Bruce Lee in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and starring in alongside many, many people in the new film Blade of the 47 Ronin. It comes out October 25th on Netflix. Mike Moh. Mike Moh, you doing okay today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on, Tristan.
I'm very happy to have you here. But you have been busy today?
I just got a haircut. That's why I had to reschedule, because this lady, she's tough to get in with. So I got that and hit a little workout this morning. Other than that, pretty chill. Hanging out with my kids today. So trying to do the fatherly thing, trying to balance it all.
All right, that sounds like a pretty good day. I haven't had a haircut in about maybe almost a year now.
It looks good. It looks
Thank
good.
you very much.
It out. Keep rock starring it out.
Thank you. I'm working on it. So I've heard you got into Taekwondo when you were 12 years old. Is that right?
Yep. That must have been some Wikipedia or Google action. That's right.
Well, I saw and heard on a few interviews that you grew up very into Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers.
Yeah, I was obsessed with Ninja Turtles, and I think the number one regret my mother has, besides just raising me the way I was, I am, is that she sold all of my Ninja Turtle figures. Like, I had everything, and apparently they were worth like a lot of money. So that, out of all things, that was like her number one regret. So I said, Mom, if that's the worst thing you did,
not that bad.
I forgive you.
Yeah, I get that. Growing up a huge nerd, I can't tell you how many Pokemon cards and Star Wars toys that are probably worth a lot of money right now.
Yeah.
Which simple question, I think, or hard for some people maybe. Favorite turtle?
Michelangelo.
Mikey?
Mike, just because he shares a namesake with me, and I was kind of the class clown growing up, and now that I'm like a little older, I probably identify between Mikey on some days and then a Leonardo on other days.
Gotcha. I always I've recently been leaning towards Donatello just because I really enjoy the pole.
The bow staff, for sure.
Yeah, the bow staff is one of my favorites.
Being intelligent is the new cool, I think. So
yes, it is. Was it Ninja Turtles over Power Rangers?
For sure. It was definitely Ninja Turtles first. I definitely got into Power Rangers, even a little Pokemon, but it was for sure Ninja Turtles that inspired and jump-started my love for martial arts.
Gotcha. It's always something that hits right when you're a little kid. What martial arts movies did you grow up with?
Honestly, like, I would say, and it is true, like Enter the Dragon, Rumble in the Bronx. Rumble in the Bronx was probably my favorite one as a kid. That was the one that made me like, wow, I want to do that. But I think it's movies like Best of the Best. It's movies like even Three Ninjas. I thought was great.
Yeah, I watched that a lot. On VHS.
Ernie Reyes Jr. A lot of those kind of more cult following movies I
Mhm.
really got into and I watched over and over again.
I only just watched Best of the Best. Was it earlier this year or late last year? And
Did
what
you
I
cry?
really
Did you cry? Did you shed a tear?
I wanted to, and that's what I appreciated so much about it. Is it kind of surpassed like just being a martial arts movie and just was like a really good sports movie.
It is, yeah. It's got, I mean, James Earl Jones too.
Yes, James Earl Jones, of course. That is possibly one of the most inspirational coaches you could possibly have.
Exactly. Run through a brick wall after hearing that beautiful voice.
Yes. Did you were born in Atlanta, and then when did you move to? I think you moved to Minnesota.
Yeah, I don't remember Atlanta as a
Don't
kid.
remember Atlanta.
I was maybe 2 or 3, and then spent most of my formative years in Minnesota,
Mm,
or all of my form. I guess I'm still being formed, but I grew up in Minnesota, and then headed out to LA for about 8, 9, 10 years, and then now I'm back in the Midwest in Madison, Wisconsin.
yes, yes. Were you? I think I heard you were working with the XMA guys in California.
Yeah, when I first moved there, that was one of my first survival jobs, just teaching for Mike Chad at the XMA
Mm,
World Headquarters in North Hollywood. And that was a great setup. Perfect timing. I love teaching martial arts. I love doing it. I love teaching it. And that was a great place to set up shop. And, everybody there was like part of the industry, whether they were wanting to be a stunt person or an actor.
right.
And so we would all cover each other when we had auditions, and we'd all train together. And it was fun. It was kind of like Hollywood college for me, since I didn't really get formal training in
Mhm.
in the arts.
What was working with Mike Chat like? Because as I grew up very heavily on Power Rangers, a few years after you. So Mike Chat was one of my very favorite Power Rangers.
Yeah, I can see you're wearing the blue. Mike Chat's
Yeah, that
the
was
light and deep
coincidence. Yeah.
blue. So yeah, I to this day I owe Mike so much. He's the one that got me. He was like, "You should just come out to LA." And he
Mm,
was the one that was like, "Well, why aren't you pursuing this?" So he was the one that got me out to LA, and then later on he got me a job. So yeah, I should write him a note and remind him that I'm grateful for him. And he's still a good friend to this day, and he's helped a lot of people in the industry.
mm. Was working with XMA your transition to tricking? I know that Taekwondo really lends itself really well to it. Was that your sort of big transfer?
Not really. I was kind of already playing around with the XMA stuff before I met Mike. And then I met him at a tournament, and then we just kind of crossed paths in the martial arts world. And then he was the one that actually got my first job. He sent me out to Hong Kong. We went to Hong Kong
Mm,
together to work on a Jackie film called Robin B. Hood. So
yes.
that was a very, very fun adventure out there with Mike.
I was curious about that because as just a huge martial arts fan and all that, what is the experience? What is like just the general feeling? Way back in 2005, I believe it probably would have been because that movie came out in 2006.
Yeah.
Of your first movie set,
Mhm.
and you're on set with Jackie Chan and the Jackie Chan stunt team.
I mean, looking back, I was so naive. I just thought it was just kind of like cool, right? But I didn't like looking back, it's just insane to think about that being my first. It's not like I was an extra. I was just
Mm,
thrown in onto this Jackie Chan stunt team. And literally Jackie is, when he's on set, he may not be billed as the director, he might not be billed
mm,
as the producer, but he's not running the show, but he's got so much say over
right.
everything, and he cares about everybody on the set. And now looking back, I've had a chance to work with a lot of like, pretty high caliber famous people, and they've all been great, luckily for me. But looking back at Jackie, like the things he would do, I
Mm,
remember him vividly, like sweeping the floor. He ate lunch with us. I
right.
mean, we were literally just brand new people that were just acting as a stunt people, and like featured extra actors in there. And he had no business having lunch with us, but he spent every day hanging out with us, sharing his chicken with us. And I just carry that with me to this day, how humble he was and how easy
Mm.
he was to work with. And there's a reason why he's so beloved. I think it's because, everybody is respected by him, and he respects everybody.
Is Rumble in the Bronx your favorite Jackie Chan movie?
It is. Yeah, that one's got the best mix of humor and just set pieces and props.
Mhm.
And he's just a magician in all of his films, but that one
Right.
just I feel like that's the most fun movie.
Right. Just definitely a display of complete mastery of his craft.
Yeah, I mean some of that stuff in the arcade, and then seeing the bloopers at the end of the film is just
Mhm.
mind blowing. Him scaling the fence like he just
Mhm.
it's crazy.
And then just a total flex and work ethic, breaking his foot and then coming back the next day.
That boot, yeah, that boot is crazy.
Speaking of work ethic, how do you manage your time? Because you are an actor, a father of three, a husband. You own a taekwondo school. You teach at that school. How do you find time to do anything?
Um, I have a very, very, very helpful and very loving wife. She
Mm-hmm.
supports, obviously she's kind of she's the CEO of our house.
Mm-hmm.
But I also have a really great team of employees at my school, and they're two of my main guys. I've been training since they were young, and now they're 23, and now they work full time, and they're making martial arts their profession, which is really cool. So shout out to Quentin Bradley and Jacob Michaels. Those guys are um, they're really the heart of Moh's martial arts, and
Mm-hmm.
they allow me to be the kind of act in the CEO way of just kind of being the visionary of that company so we
Mm-hmm.
can help as many of our students as we can. And also, if I have to go and work for a couple months, they've got it all covered. So
Mm-hmm.
the great thing is I can just, if I want to go in and teach a class because I want to, that's why I still love it, because I feel like I'm not stuck there, but we've built something really special there
Right.
where everybody loves doing what we do.
Yeah, I've been between listening to a bunch of podcasts and reading a lot. It seems like your community really enjoys your school.
Thank you. Yeah, I that's our purpose statement. It's one of the sentences in our mission statement is that we are the most positive community on the planet. And we truly, I know every kid's name. I know
Mhm.
most of the parents' names, and we do a lot of events and outreach in the community as well. Like we're screening The Blade of the 47 for
Mhm.
some of the parents. Obviously, it's a rated R film, so a lot of the kids that want to
Right.
see it can't come. But we're going to raise money for our scholarship fund, and we also do like a yearly trunk or treat. So we always have something going on at school.
Right. Just I think it was just a past few years. Did you get your sixth degree black belt?
Yeah, yeah, thank you. Yeah, did my wife and I got that?
Mm,
For a while, I was kind of jaded and not. I wasn't. I wouldn't say jaded. I just wasn't really focused on getting rank because for me, um, it just wasn't like a priority in my life. But lately, I've kind of understood the importance of continuing to progress because I'm setting an example for my kids, not only my kids but my students as well. So I wanted to let them know that even though I've been doing martial arts for a long time, that there's still a lot of learning left to do,
mm.
and that I have a lot to learn, even as their teacher, especially as their teacher. So we did that. And next month, my wife and I are actually going to be finally earning the title of master, which is pretty
Oh,
cool for us to do it together.
what kind of preparation goes into that?
It's been a year-long process. So after we got our sixth degree, you have to, we wrote like 8 book reports. We have to write all sorts of essays on what our beliefs are on this, that, um, our philosophies. Also, we did a 3-day water fast, which was brutal for me.
Mhm.
Never want to do that again. And if I do, I'm going to be smarter about it.
Mhm.
We did training events with what we call a master class. So it was really cool.
I would have never guessed that the reports was part of that.
Yeah, it's a lot of 360 type learning and self betterment.
Yeah, I suppose it's knowing that it's not just training for the body, but you have to be fully understanding what it is you're doing, right?
Exactly.
Gotcha. What does, if you have any, Mike Mo's free time look like?
Lately, it's been pickleball. I like to play pickleball. Other than that, I like to play video games. I've been watching House of the Dragon with my wife.
Mhm.
So usually it's just spurts. So it's like an hour here,
Mhm.
2 hours there, but mainly it's My wife and I are homeschooling our kids now, so it's a
Oh,
lot added flexibility in time, but also like here they come. There they walk in right now. But it's good to be able to hang out with them and
right.
spend as much time with them as we can while they're young.
Mm-hmm. With three kids, what does movie night look like?
What does movie night look like? What do you think, Ty? What movies do we watch?
Uh, I don't know. Wait, what?
Usually like, you know, they like Sing 2. They like I don't know, pretty much anything. Pretty much.
Have you gotten to showing them any martial arts movies at all?
Um yeah, it's mostly like Kung Fu Panda, that type of stuff. And they'll walk in when I'm watching, other martial arts films.
Mm-hmm.
We'll probably let them watch Blade of the 47 with some, you know, specific parent
Right.
edit. But yeah, my youngest son, who you just saw, Tyson, he's like, when can I watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? I was like,
It'd be a
maybe,
minute.
yeah, maybe a little bit. You're
Mhm.
probably not ready for some of those themes yet.
Maybe ready for some of the lighter Jackie Chan movies, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's actually a good time. They're probably all ready for that right now.
Mhm. Look, you say Kung Fu Panda, but Kung Fu Panda 3, by the end of that movie, I was blown away by just all the Kung Fu in it. I thought it was gorgeous.
I mean, that whole series is slept on. I
Mhm.
think I think it's it's got that shiny kid rapping, but it's actually a solid martial arts franchise.
No, it's fantastic. Speaking of Blade of the 47 Ronin, what was the atmosphere like on that set surrounded by people like Yoshi Sudarso, Dan Southworth, Mark Dacascos, Dustin Nguyen, of course, directed by Ron Wan there?
Yeah, it's that was a lot of fun, and it came at a good time because in COVID, that was a tough shoot because we were all trapped in the same building and
Mhm.
had to be testing everywhere. But at the same time, it was cool to be able to be trapped with such cool people that I
Mhm.
respect so much. So every day, our physical training to have Dan Southworth, Yoshi, and all those guys you mentioned,
Mhm.
like a playground. Everybody's
Right.
so talented, and Yoshi's got his shirt off all the time, so he's
Right.
trying to
Yep.
distract all of us. But
Yep. I follow him on TikTok. I get it.
yeah, we're like Yoshi. It's like not even that warm out.
Mhm.
But no, I we had a blast, and we're like family now.
What is more difficult, making a movie during COVID or teaching classes over Zoom?
Oh. I actually liked doing the Zoom classes for at least the first 6 months or so.
Mhm.
After that, I think everybody was just kind of zoomed out because
Mhm.
of everything. I would say it wasn't really difficult making it's never for me, it's never difficult making a movie. It's a privilege. It's just something that I never take for granted to be on set, getting paid to do so. It's
Mhm.
like literally a dream come true. So but at the same time, so is being able to teach people martial arts. So that's a tough answer that I can't give you. Can't
That's
give
all
you
right.
an answer on. Yeah.
I find your career really interesting because you do such diverse work. You know, you'll flex some dramatic chops in something like Boogie or even Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, or then you love being able to kick ass on screen in something like Street Fighter. So how do you pick roles and decide when it's time to be dramatic or be action?
Honestly, it's if the character speaks to me and I feel like I can do a good job.
Mm,
And not only that, but something like Boogie,
mm,
that was a good film to pick up right after doing Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, is because you would think that I would just do another action film, but I think my team and I thought, yeah, this is a good chance for you to do something that has nothing to do
mm.
with martial arts. So that was that came around at a good time. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be honest with you if I was telling you that I didn't want to just be an action star, because that's what I
Right.
want. That's
Mhm.
what I've wanted. But because I've gotten to play in a Tarantino film, that's been able to open up some other doors as far
Mhm.
as like, hey, you can try this or try that. And the next film that I'm going to have coming out, I get to play a villain for the first time, which
Mhm.
is a lot of fun opposite Chris Evans. So
Gotcha. I
uh,
saw that one on your IMDb. Yeah.
yeah, so that'll be fun.
That sort of goes right into my next question of I saw you have two movies. Well, you have a few things coming up on your upcoming on IMDb. One of them I saw you star alongside Elaine Moussi, so I can only guess that that looks like an action movie. And then, of course, one with Chris Evans, Andrew Brody, Ana de Armas. Do you have any other what like other stars, whether they be from the action world or the rest of the world of cinema, do you want to work with?
Ooh, that's a great question. I would love to work with two of the directors for sure on my list as far as action films are David Leitch and Chad Stahelski, obviously. Um, but one of my favorite directors is Alex Garland. He does, those amazing sci-fi flicks like Ex Machina, Annihilation. As far as like people, um, yeah, I mean, I've gotten a chance to work with some pretty cool people. So um, I love working with just people that are passionate and have fun and are generally good people, because especially on a movie that you're on a long time, you spend a lot of time with these people. So it's icing on the cake when the people are fun and grounded and a pleasure to be around. Like I've never had like a really sour experience working with anybody. So fingers crossed that that keeps up.
Right. You bring up Chad Stahelski. I know a couple of years ago he was at least slated to be directing a remake of Enter the Dragon. I know you don't care to be typecast and that kind of thing, and just as the Bruce Lee guy, but would you want to do that? Like if he came to you? I mean, I don't think you'd want to do like, you wouldn't want to do the whole movie doing a Bruce Lee impression. I think you'd want to make it your own, of course.
Yeah, one of my managers is like, you cannot do Bruce Lee again.
Yeah.
We've had some conversations with some people about that, but I think he's right. But as far as like doing something as an homage, as like a different take on it, I'd definitely be open to that. And there are some projects that are kind of in that vein in the pipeline that hopefully we'll have some more conversations about.
Cool. Yeah, I know earlier this year there was news of them working on a new Green Hornet and Kato movie, and people were, and I mean, I made a video making a list of people who I want to see be Kato, and I just had a lot of people saying, get Mike Moh, and I just kept thinking, I'd like for him to go do his own thing and not keep doing Bruce Lee.
Well, time will tell on that one, I guess.
Like, yeah, I mean, like I said, if you make it your own, it's all cool. I just, I'm sure you don't want to be typecast like that. I've got one more question here for you, and that is what 3 movies that you've seen recently inspire you to just be the best you can?
Ooh, man.
That can be action or anything.
That is so good. Everything Everywhere All at Once. That movie, I think I hated the first quarter of it. And then by the middle, I was like, and then by the end, I loved it. That one, just from like a filmmaking perspective, was just really eye-opening. Like, just wow, like the Daniels, the directors, how they were able to make such a simple thing out of something so complex was really eye-opening for me. That's number 1 lately. Number 2, I'm just gonna plug the movie that we have coming out. Blade of the 47 Ronin it's a lot of fun, and my goal was to have a lot of fun filming it because we had a lot of fun people. And when we screened it a couple weeks ago, the movie, that's how I'm going to describe it. It's a lot of fun. So hopefully you guys will tune in and check out Blade of the 47 on October 25th. And then movie number 3, I would say probably my favorite film that I haven't watched in a long time, but I should watch it with the kids again. It's Lion King. I feel like it's just the songs and the heart-wrenching moments.
Does it just energize you? You just want to get up and make something?
Exactly. It's about life more than anything, so those are the 3.
Gotcha. Well, thank you so much for joining me over here. Do you have anything that you'd like to plug, any social media or anything? You just played the movie.
Yeah, I mean, hit me up at Mike Moh on Twitter. Oh, actually, I'm barely on Twitter. I barely even post on Instagram anymore, but I do try to interact. So if you guys want to slide in my DMs in a wholesome way, I'm always available to to interact if you guys are into that sort of thing. But appreciate you having me on, Tristan, and let's do it again sometime.
Yes, sir. Again, thank you so much for coming. I'm a huge fan, have been, of course, since Street Fighter. I think a lot of people were introduced to you that way. And
okay.
Yes, sir. And I'm always happy. I love seeing people I know from the martial arts world that seem so small sometimes. Just seeing them get bigger opportunities always makes me happy. So like seeing you in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Andy Lee from Martial Club, he was behind a mask, but that little role in Shang-Chi made me really happy.
Yeah, for sure. Well, there's a lot more talented people out there that need their break. So let's keep pushing martial arts cinema forward so they get their chance.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. You have a good day.
All right, you too, man. Bye.
That was my talk with Mike Moh. Very excited to talk to him. Like I said, have been a big fan for quite a few years now. As I said before, he does have a film coming out on October 25th called Blade of the 47 Ronin, starring alongside many people, directed by Ron Wan. Make sure to catch that on Netflix, Blu-ray, or on digital. I'm very happy for Mike Moh to join me today. Just want to thank him again because just big fan, and it was a great opportunity. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below on my talk with Mike. What was your favorite part of that? What is your favorite Mike Moh part? Because mine, your introduction to somebody will sometimes just always be your favorite. And I think he was a fantastic Ryu. And if he ever wanted to come back, I wouldn't mind. So tell me those things in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Head over to Facebook. There is the Martial Arts Film Freak Facebook page, Instagram, Martial Arts Film Freak. Tristan_Glover on Twitter, Martial Arts Film Freak on Instagram. I'm freaking blanking right now. And Martial Arts Film Freak on TikTok. I think that's all of them. Yes. Thank you so much for watching. Again, thank you so much to Mike Moh for talking to me today, and have a good day.